What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? How we doing out there? All right, we got that cable, ladies and gentlemen, for the graphics card. Welcome in, Outrage crew. About to take over to July 10th, 2019. How the fuck are you? Hopefully we're coming to you live. We're coming to you smooth. All right, we're keeping it goddamn smooth like Vinny Barbarino in this motherfucker. I know the Outrage crew feels it. Hopefully we get it all smoothed out. We don't have any goddamn errors here. We're talking into this crispy little snowball mic, ladies and gentlemen. All right, feeling goddamn good on a Tuesday night. Just ticked over into Wednesday morning. How the fuck you doing? Tell me if we're looking smooth. Tell me if we're looking good. We're getting into Seth Rich Russian bot conspiracy plots tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. Yahoo News is... They've figured it all out. It was the Russians. Again. The Russians again. The Russians are coming. They're propagandizing you. It's not the mainstream media and the public school complex and all the big government intricacies worming their tentacles into your life and all controlling all aspects of it. No. It's the Russians. The Russians have come for your consciousness and they will not relent. Oh, Vladimir Putin is coming. What's up, Mr. Alan James? Hopefully we're looking smooth. Hopefully we're looking crispy. All right, we got the DVI cables plugged in, baby. No errors thus far. I'm digging it. I am fucking digging it. Hashtag no hammer Nick. This is very true. I asked two of my neighbors if they had a hammer today. I used the money I made on Postmates for some goddamn groceries and some natty lights. All right, we're gonna be going to the dollar store probably tomorrow and getting a goddamn hammer situation. The head manager here, he said I can borrow a hammer. Maybe perhaps if I wake up early enough, I'll go and get me that interim hammer piece. All right, glad to be with the Outrage crew. Glad to have a fresh pack of Natty Light. Oh, we're gonna dig into the conspiracy delights tonight, baby. All right, let me pull up this Yahoo News article because it was all over Twitter today. Oh yes, the leftists are celebrating. It's oh my god. Yahoo News has cracked the code. The true origins of the Seth Rich conspiracy theory. A Yahoo News investigation. Oh, God. If we can trust anyone, we can trust Yahoo. So let's do a little picture here. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have the mic in that scene. Oh, the outrage boomer here. Add it to the technological blooper reel. All right. God damn it. What up, Think Bait? Somebody keeps playing with the like dislike tag with you. Well, fuck them. We don't need any likes or dislikes. We know the Outrage crew is here. We're having fun. We're getting goddamn rowdy. What up, Skeezer? Yeah, dude. It says the audio stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Ooh, I could raise that bitrate. Oh my God, Ellen James, I'm sure you said was amazing though, and rolling eye emoji. Dude, I was breaking down the intricacies of this propaganda-laden article here. What up, Bradley Murray? What's crack-a-lackin'? The true origins of the Seth Rich conspiracy theory, a Yahoo News investigation. Well, it doesn't look like, let me add the mic here, real quick. Trying to add the mic. All right, can we hear me? Can we hear me on the picture-in-picture? All right. What's up with this outrage about kids in camps? Well, it's all evil, the evil demon Trump's fault. Okay, that people bring their children along with them while they commit federal crimes. What's crack-a-lackin' insane to the membrane? As you see, we have new camera apparatuses here. We're getting on this goddamn document cam. We're digging into the fucking articles, dude. All right. Yahoo News has cracked the code. Oh boy. I remember when Twitter, right around election time in 2016, they sent me this this long-winded email about how I may have been duped by Russian bots. Oh, you little plebeian. You couldn't have known what you were doing voting for Donald Trump. You must have been duped. And they pat me on the head and they let me know that I was an inept little tax cattle and that Twitter was doing me a favor in removing my consciousness, giving me a nice little lobotomy there, the social media lobotomy. All right, so I can be compliant, all right, and blame everything on the Russians. Blame all the ineptitudes of the Democratic Party on the Russians. And of course, the leftists were all, they were all up in arms that Donald Trump was not going to accept the results of the election. And what did they do when he won? Russia, the secret racism of the country. All right, let's read this while we got the picture-in-picture. See, we got the deep state goddamn helicopters flying overhead outside, ladies and gentlemen. They're coming. We don't give a goddamn. All right, we've got a wall to stop them. We've got 4 walls of this apartment complex. Let me make sure my deadbolt is locked. Try and get through that one, SWAT team. Yes, insane the membrane conspiracy land. Oh boy. Using the nice propaganda terms, all right, that the corporate whore media was instructed to use after JFK got his wig blown off. And you weren't supposed to ask any questions about it. And they created that term, that nice little label term, conspiracy theorist. And it's been conveniently used for people asking questions about anything and everything ever since. He's locking Heaven out. Heaven has keys now. All right, now it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Oh my God. Then we're losing viewers. Is it getting choppy? What the hell is happening? Let me go back to the regular Chancellor cam here. I'm not getting any errors on OBS. No errors on OBS, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, it's probably giving me some, I know the YouTube live control room likes to troll me. Alright, I'll be getting trolled. Alright, let's go back to the article. In the summer of 2016, Russian intelligence agents secretly planted a fake report claiming that Democratic National Committee staffer Seth Rich was gunned down by a squad of assassins working for Hillary Clinton, giving rise to a notorious conspiracy theory that captivated conservative activists and was later promoted from inside President Trump's White House, a Yahoo News investigation has found. So already the mischaracterization has started in this article. I did not see any reports specifically claiming that, Seth Rich was definitely gunned down by a squad of assassins working for Hillary Clinton. That was the assumption that people made, all right, because it was very damaging information to Hillary Clinton that was released, and there's been a history of political opponents of the Clintons ending up with 2 shotgun wounds to the back of the head and having it being ruled a suicide. All right, so there's a history of the behavior, and so people speculated that might be what it was. The whole point was that Seth Rich was WikiLeaks' source for the DNC leaks, and that it wasn't some foreign hack by the Russians, because they've shown that the data removed from the DNC servers that was sent to WikiLeaks was removed at such a speed it had to be to a local device. All right, it had to be like a thumb drive type of situation. All right, it wasn't some remote hacking where across the planet they hacked into the DNC servers and got these documents. All right, exposing John Podesta for his weird, creepy, pedophilic behavior, and Hillary Clinton for getting the questions in the debate. And all of her public and private position horseshit, all the Clinton Foundation horseshit that was found in the WikiLeaks. All right? So already they've mischaracterized this situation to make it all about the direct assumption that Seth Rich was gunned down by Hillary Clinton. If you put the pieces together, you might be able to get there, but nobody has direct evidence, all right, that that's what happened to Seth Rich. The entire point of Seth Rich is it wasn't the Russians that hacked the DNC. It was an internal defector from within, all right, who was a Bernie Sanders supporter who also saw in the WikiLeaks all the conspiracy, all the conspiring. Speaking of conspiracy land, ladies and gentlemen, all the legitimate conspiring that's admitted from the DNC against Bernie Sanders in favor of Hillary Clinton. And so it wasn't Russia. And so that's why they're having to circle back and try to call this a big fake conspiracy, because, oh my God, it blows up the entire Russia narrative, doesn't it? All right, so Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service, known as the SVR, first calculated a phony bulletin disguised to read as a real intelligence report about the alleged murder of former DNC staffer on July 13, 2016, according to U.S. federal prosecutor who was in charge of the Rich case. That was just 3 days after Rich, 27, was killed in what police believed was a botched robbery while walking home to his group house in the Bloomingdale neighborhood of Washington, D.C. Yes, a botched robbery where they took none of his valuables. Oh my God, they botched it real good, didn't they? He was laying there dead on the sidewalk, and they took none of his goddamn valuables. He still had his wallet, still had his watch, still had everything. The purported details in the SVR account seemed improbable on their face. That Rich, a data collector in the DNC's Voter Protection Division, was on his way to alert the FBI to corrupt dealings by Clinton when he was slain in the early hours of a Sunday morning by the former Secretary of State's hit squad. Yet in a graphic example of how fake news infects the internet, the infestation, we use a nice little bug analogy to talk about the conspiracy theorist. Where have we heard that before? Oh yeah, referring to groups of people as bugs. Well, let's put a pin in that. Those precise details popped up the same day on an obscure website, whatdoesitmean.com, that is a frequent vehicle for Russian propaganda. Oh no, the worst type of propaganda. I prefer being lied to by the wonderful people at MSNBC and CNN. Yes, we can't look at the actual content of the WikiLeaks that were exposed from the DNC, because then that would be bad for the leftist toadies that Yahoo loves to promote. We can't get into the actual content of the WikiLeaks. We wouldn't want to discuss that. It's illegal to read the WikiLeaks. Chris Cuomo told you that on CNN. It's illegal. Oh, but Russian propaganda, very bad. What's up, Wasp Bear? Russian propaganda, worst type of propaganda, of course. Worst propaganda we've ever seen, because this accent is archetype of evil. If you have this accent, okay, you're very close to Dracula. Okay, Dracula is just a slowed down version of Russian. If you go slower in Russian, you become Vlad Impaler. If you speed up Russian, you become Vladimir Putin. Alright? Very close to vampire, and we cannot trust them. This is why Russian propaganda, worst propaganda in the world. I got German there for a second. In the world. I saw some messages getting deleted there. Are we saw messages retracted. I went on the live chat. What's up, Tatiana? What's crack-a-lackin'? All right, so let's see what other horseshit they say in this article. The website's article, which attributed its claims to, quote, Russian intelligence, was the first known instance of Rich's murder being publicly linked to a political conspiracy. You know what else was claimed by Russian intelligence? The Steele dossier. Oh boy, Christopher Steele, the big cute little dossier, the fan fiction written up by about Donald Trump that he likes to get pissed on by Russian hookers. That was, that James Comey brought to him, and so wonderfully, came to him with the blackmail there. Oh, it would be a real shame if this got out in the media, Donald. Oh, what are we gonna do about it? Trump said, "You're fired. That's what we're doing. You're fired. That's what we're doing, okay? And I'm gonna work very hard to make sure that you end up in a piranha tank, Mr. Comey. All 6'8" of criminal tyrant you are, you're gonna be chopped up by the piranha tank, sir. You're fired." So, yeah, the whole Steele dossier, that was Christopher Steele had claimed to get some Russian intelligence over there, that Donald Trump likes to go over and stay in Russian hotels and get pissed on by Russian hookers. Oh boy. The old Russian intelligence. Isn't it credible? The previously unreported role of Russian intelligence in creating and fostering one of the most insidious conspiracy theories to arise out of the 2016 election is disclosed in Yahoo News Presents Conspiracyland, a 6-part series by the news organization's podcast Skullduggery. Well, they do sound thorough. that debuts this week on the 3rd anniversary of Rich's murder. So they're just trying to promote this horseshit podcast they have on Yahoo News. And that's what's going on, everybody. Everybody's going to listen in and tell you what the establishment thinks is a conspiracy theory and what you're not allowed to think. You can't think that. The Russian effort to exploit Rich's tragic death didn't stop with the fake SVR bulletin. Over the course of the next 2.5 years, the Russian government-owned media organizations RT and Sputnik repeatedly played up stories that baselessly alleged that Rich, a relatively junior-level staffer, was the source of the Democratic Party emails that had been leaked to WikiLeaks. It was an idea that first floated by WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, who on August 9, 2016 announced a $20,000 reward for information about Rich's murder, saying, somewhat cryptically, that, quote, our sources take risks. Well now, that would seem to directly contradict the last sentence you just said in this paragraph. Oh, that they repeatedly played up stories that baselessly alleged that Rich was the source for WikiLeaks. If Julian Assange says it, that's not baseless. If you hadn't noticed, Julian Assange, well, he runs WikiLeaks. That's not baseless. WikiLeaks has a perfect journalistic record. They've never been found to be publishing any false information. That's not baseless. At the same time, online trolls working in St. Petersburg, Russia, for the Internet Research Agency, the same shadowy outfit that conducted the Russian social media operation during the 2016 election. That big Russian social media situation. They just flipped all these votes. I mean, it was the Russians. It wasn't Hillary Clinton being a pathetic candidate and hacking and coughing and almost dying in every one of her rallies and passing out on the anniversary of 9/11, saying she got overheated on a 70-degree overcast day in New York. It wasn't that. It wasn't her demonizing half the country and calling them a basket of deplorables and being the most, horrifically pathetic and unlikable candidate of the last, 50 or so years. Wasn't any of that. It was the Russian social media operation. Oh boy. They created fake accounts masquerading as those of American citizens or political groups, tweeted and retweeted more than 2,000 times about Rich, helping to keep the bogus claims about his death in the social media bloodstream, according to an analysis of database of Russian troll accounts by Yahoo News. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Yahoo News, for clearing all of it up. And this is the same type of thing. This is the same type of thing that Twitter sent to me in that email. Oh, you've been duped by the Russians? Oh, watch yourself, sir. So retarded. I think we've had enough of that article, dude. So goddamn hilarious. Wasp Bear says, maybe Trump made the hooker orgasm and they mistaked it for pee. I only like prostitutes who squirt. I like squirter prostitutes. I like squirter Russian prostitutes. I want the floor to be covered. All right, and I want it to be of my doing. Okay, I don't necessarily want to be directly pissed on, but I know that part of that squirting apparatus, it can be urine at some times, and so I'm fine with that, but I prefer to make the hookers squirt. I just want them to have the capacity to squirt, and the God Emperor will make them do that. And I will take care of that because there's no issue downstairs for Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. I will have you know. Alan James says, yeah, remember all that coughing and shit in the rallies the media wouldn't cover? Only saw any of it through independent media. Yeah. It was so absurd, dude. And she was like, we were talking outside the fourth wall tonight about how she just got outworked. Like, because I think her campaign advisors recognized how unlikable she was. And they were like, well, Hillary, here's our best chance, okay? If you just don't appear in person, okay, and they can't get a good look at you. And we just call you Madam President and we make hateful campaign ads, all right, calling Trump supporters racist. We're going to do that. and see where that goes. Because you showing up and passing out on the stage isn't very impressive. Wheel her out like Weekend at Hillary's. It's your Madam President, everybody. Shoot her up with amphetamines. Get some life in her. Oh, James, is the video where she coughed up something into her glass and then drank from it. Oh, yeah, dude. That she gave birth to a little alien organism there out of her throat cavity, and we all witnessed it, dude. No, there was all this speculation as to what that shit was on the Donald Reddit, and I think it was a cough drop. I think she choked up the damn cough drop and then swallowed it back. What's crack-a-lackin', Mr. Burgess? We here on this damn webcam, we're going smooth. Everything's operating correctly. We got everything hooked up into the goddamn graphics card, dude. We're rocking. All right, let's go back to this article real quick, like. Speaking publicly about the case for the first time, signs the former prosecutor. Oh, who are they talking about? Blah, 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 blah. Said that the Russian conspiracy mongering vastly complicated her efforts to solve the murder by forcing her and the Washington, D.C. Police Department to investigate a blizzard of false allegations in order to make sure there was nothing to any of them. To waste your time investigating BS is just horrible. Oh my God. The Russian-inspired conspiracy theories have also had a devastating effect on the rich family. Oh. Now we got to play on the emotions of the rich family. And oh my God, the damage that's been done to the psyche of the family. And your son was trying to defend Western civilization. He was trying to save the left from their own demonic impulses, their own tyrannical, instincts. Seth Rich was trying to be an actual patriotic, democratic staffer there. And what did he get for his trouble? Oh, boy. A genuine Clinton crime family bullet in the back of the head. Oh, my God, are you dealing in conspiracy theories, Nick Jordan? That's not confirmed? No, it's not confirmed. All right? Circumstantial evidence. All right? But means, motive, and opportunity. Okay? Who was Seth Rich damaging the most by leaking the DNC information to WikiLeaks? Who's had a long line of questionable murders happening to their political opponents? Questionable suicides, excuse me. I wouldn't want to frame those as murders. As I go into the Hillary head shake, remember that when she got asked that question? She was spasming out like she had a goddamn seizure. Dude, it's so fucking funny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to take the first outrage piss tonight. Ooh, I'm fired up, baby. We finally got this webcam working smooth. That's good shit. And I also got to open up some more damn windows in here. It's hot in Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. It's so damn hot. All right. Conspiracy land, everyone. Oh, boy. Let's see. This is what Hillary Clinton was listening to, dude, when they learned about Seth Rich leaking the emails. We're sipping on them natty lights, baby.
We all die tonight. The life I live, the 20 $25 life bid. Parole renege, I stroll a low fugitive. Cream and short, T-site for power stalk, plus the fiend talk. 3 G's the cost in Supreme Court. White lies and blackmail land me back in jail. We're roll for sale, stolen gold, but it failed. Stranded on the front line, I shine to the dumb and blind. Here comes time, I take back what was once mine. Crunch time in the first quarter, from the worst slaughter. Devil's poison in the birth water. The earth daughter rests ahead of my chest. Through the struggle, we cuddle on the half moon crest. While I press plant fear and exploit the gun blasting. Central broadcasting and shackling, nerves are unfastened. Trapped in deep water gas when I clash with the titans for my life on the ass.
I stopped producers' careers, the weak spot was the air. Scorpion, dark fist, the mark, pistol heart with silver spares. You'll be bewildered, unsaturated, low filtered. Double still filtered, show the living built tilted. MCs upon the actors, the body has a tactic.
Oh, yeah, baby. Burgess says he's friends with Russians. They have no ill will toward us. Yeah, the left has to demonize Russia because Russia is the #1 evidence of the failure of communism and the resurgence of Christianity. All right, Russia has become a much more cohesive, much more solidified country since they've gotten a little bit more based under Putin. They've gotten rid of the gulags. All right, and Putin is kind of a KGB gangster type individual, but he also recognizes the power and the value of free markets and Christianity. All right, so it's become a lot more Christian of a country, and the left just hates it. So they don't want the U.S. and Russia to be working together and getting along and doing deals and making, you know, each other more prosperous. They have to create this faux, you know, hostility between the U.S. and Russia when there's really should be no hostility. We work together, you know, to get around the Jewish subversion and the Islamic, you know, boom affairs there. You know, we work together and have, you know, they help us take out ISIS, and they just have their own prosperity, and we have our own prosperity, and maybe we might, you know, make some trade agreements with Russia and get along. Oh, how terrible. You know, and that's what Trump said, and they were like, oh my God, you can't do that. And so they've been trying to handcuff Trump from working with Russia and getting anything accomplished and getting any meaningful, you know, negotiation. You know, like John Brennan, the traitorous fucking bastard, sits up there and when Donald Trump has a private conversation with Vladimir Putin, oh my God, the treason at Helsinki! You can't have a conversation behind closed doors! You have to have the lapdog, you know, demonic hissing media up there throwing things at you, throwing vegetables at you. That's how it has to be. You can't have any private diplomacy. That's pure evil. And so they're trying to hamstring him from working with Russia because if Russia and the United States unite, all right, it's like Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger do with that fucking handshake. And we can do some goddamn damage, dude. We can both set up some free market prosperity situations in our respective countries. We can dominate. We can leave China in the dust, dude. We can leave these goddamn Middle Eastern countries in the dust. We can, you know, give rise to some prosperous Christian nationalism. All right? The next step would be to actually reduce the size of our governments, which nobody seems to be talking about, but it'd be a good idea. Tatiana says, show us some of them moves. Oh, I got the moves. I'll bust them out, you know, when I'm a couple more beers deep. Bradley Murray says, Russians tried killing a Russian spy here and ended up killing a homeless English woman. Oh, why would the Russians kill a Russian spy? What's up, Denise? What's up, Kiki? Kiki says, Bradley, what the hell are you guys doing about Tommy? Give us a break, putting him back in a Muslim gang-run prison. Evil. Yeah, is he, what's going on with Tommy Robinson? Let's Google him up real quick. What's going on with this lad? Tommy Robinson encouraged vigilante action, judges say. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what I read. I read a headline about that on the live stream a couple nights ago, I think. That he like went live on the internet at that hearing with the Muslim grooming gangs. Oh, we must respect the privacy of the grooming gang Muslims that have come in and created this whole human trafficking organization network in Britain and scooped up all these fucking little British girls off the goddamn streets and put them into kebab machines. Oh, their privacy must be protected, and yes, Tommy Robinson, the evil Islamophobe, must be put in the gulag. What the fuck? Yes, I set up the super chat overlay, Alan James. We've got cute little super chat animations if you'd like to donate to the Outrage Chancellor. All right, also paypal.me/Outrage TV. Yeah, that is super fucked up. I don't know what's going on with the goddamn, justice system in the UK. Wasp Bear says, I'm sure politicians use amphetamines to stay awake. In WW2, they gave British pilots amphetamines to stay awake during the Battle of Britain. Well, yeah, dude, as long as you eat your broccoli, you can probably take a little bit of meth and be fine. All right, you're going to be super jacked up, but you got to stay disciplined. I mean, I tried a pinch of meth one time, and, for a boy who was born into a trailer park in Oklahoma, one pinch of meth in his lifetime, not too bad. I'm doing pretty good. But I tried one pinch of it. Worst drug I've ever done by far. I did like a microscopic fucking pinch. I was awake for 3 days. My dick did not work for any of those days. All right, and I was with females. We were trying to, have freaky situations, and it was just not working. All right, so I see Alan James super chat. Thank you, sir. Maybe I missed the little super chat animation, or maybe I'm on delay. Raw Dog says it's all meth nowadays, boys. What's up, Raw Dog? I hated meth, but I did really enjoy Adderall. You pop that Adderall, dude. You pop that at 11 o'clock, at night. It feels like it's goddamn 11 in the morning. Out of nowhere. And you feel great. Feel like taking on the goddamn planet. What's up, Melanin Farmer? Kiki says Hitler was on over 60 different medications. JFK in Cuba, he was on medication. Oh yeah, JFK was on amphetamines. Is it some kind of like pain reliever? Because like they gave it to JFK, he had a back injury, and they gave him meth. It seems like you would just be awake to be in pain from your back the entire time. I don't know how that helps the situation. Oh, it just came up. Okay, right on. Skeezer says you'd be talking politics to yourself in the mirror. Dude, I was driving around looking at myself in my rearview mirror. All right? I was out there trying to do Postmates, Jet setting. Terrible, dude. What's up, Anonymous Anarchy? What's crack-a-lackin'? Bradley Murray says, I know a full-on raging crackhead, and you never know what mood he's in. Fucking crazy, but I always feel sorry for him. Yeah, I don't know what you do to get somebody off of that shit, man. I don't know how you replace that. You know, try having a cup of coffee after that. I don't know what the fuck. You know I got some family members back in Oklahoma, dude. They're hooked. Right? They're going to end up in that slammer, dude, one way or another. Kiki says, Bradley, he called out to Trump. I hope to God they get him the fuck out of there. Theresa May and her schoolgirl girlfriend Merkel, they went to school together. Coincidence? Could Trump pardon? Oh yeah, look at this goddamn headline right here. Look at this fucking cucked out headline. Convicted British Islamophobe Tommy Robinson begs Donald Trump for asylum. Worries about jihadi gangs in prison. They put jihadi gangs in quotes as if it's just a conspiracy theory made up by the Russians. Oh, the Russians made up the conspiracy theory about jihadi gangs. There are no jihadi gangs, just, it's part and parcel of living in a civilized society now. Oh, yes. As the mayor of London would say, Sadiq Khan, it's part and parcel of living in a big city. You just have to accept the raping, and accept the kebab machines, and your children are going in the kebab machines. It's part and parcel. Okay, it's just a big city, and so some children are going to end up in kebab machines. We just have to accept it, and then accept that we have no consciousness, and we just let the EU think for us. We don't have any hearts or minds or guts or brains or balls or backbone or any spine, anything like that. No. It's part and parcel of living in a big society to just accept your own demise and feed your children into a kebab machine as the Islamicists laugh at you. Oh, isn't it fun? At least you're not Islamophobic when you do it. That's how you prove you're not Islamophobic. You're definitely not Islamophobic, all right, if you feed your children into a kebab machine, all right, while the jihadis are laughing at you. And you just accept it, and, you know, it's hard at first, but it's part and parcel of... Oh, fuck! Convicted British Islamophobe. Oh my God, you've been convicted of being scared of Islam. Why would you be scared of Islam that professes to want to conquer your society by the sword? Okay, and calls you a kafir. Jews call you goyim. All right, and I know Owen Benjamin's going on this, you know, trolling, you know, I love Muhammad and Islam rant in comparison to the Jews. But the Jews and the Muslims have the very same thing in their ideology and their religious system. They have differing moral systems for non-Jews and non-Muslims. All right, Jews call non-Jews goyim. Muslims call non-Muslims kafir. All right. And there's all this justification for lying and manipulating for political power to the kafir and to the goyim. All right, so they see you as less than human because you're not Muslim. And so they can just take advantage of you and feed your children into kebab machines. And you just have to love it, or else you'll be a convicted Islamophobe like Tommy Robinson. Don't be afraid of feeding your children into kebab machines. It's not something to be afraid of. It's just part and parcel of living in a civilized society. What the fuck? Burgess says, if I'm going to use a painkiller on somebody in the hospital, I'm going to use morphine. But if that isn't available, we could use heroin. Well, there you go, dude. There you go. I've only taken one painkiller in my life. Well, no, I've taken medically prescribed painkillers. I don't know really fundamentally what the fuck they were. But I have tried OxyContin one time with one of my best friends back in Oklahoma, this wrestling dude. And he unfortunately got hooked on opiates because he had a broken arm when he was wrestling. And that shit is pretty addictive, I hear. Okay? And so he was sneaking all these pills. And he shared an Oxy with me one time. And goddamn, it was warm and fuzzy and delightful. Oh my God, it was so fucking good. It was good for about 30 minutes. And then it started to wear off, and I just got this tingly itch all over me. Like it was a warm snuggie of fucking warmth and love. You know, it was just so good. It was cuddling with a big goddamn teddy bear. And then after about 30, 45 minutes, it started to drop off, and I just got itchy as hell, dude. I was just itching all over and tingling, and it was annoying, and I was too hot. And it was no good. But I have that, I don't know, I have that ability. I guess it was because I had, you know, good loving parents or something. I have the ability to, like, enjoy something, but not do it again. Like, I enjoyed the Oxycontin, but I wasn't, like, immediately hooked. Because I'm like, oh, I can see the pitfalls of this. You know, I could fall deep into the opiate hole there. And it actually kills you. You know, a few natty lights a night, you know, a few shots. Defending Western civilization, that's just getting fired up. You know, that's being a German individual. All right? That's being a goddamn American. As long as we eat our broccoli, as long as we get our protein, as long as we get our sleep, as long as we get our goddamn hydration on, you know, we'll be fine. I haven't had a hangover in I don't know how goddamn long. Sometimes you wake up a little fogged over, you know. But, I mean, even after the heaviest drinking stream I had, the shots cast, you know, I didn't have a legitimate hangover. Because I made sure I ate some you know, dense calories before I started the shots there. Made sure I stayed hydrated. We got a goddamn gnat flying around in the Outrage studios. He's a deep state gnat bot. It's obviously a Russian bot. This gnat is being remote controlled from Russia. Vladimir Putin is sitting in his goddamn chambers remote controlling the gnat. Trying to take control. He's trying to fly in my ear and take over my brain, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Twitter thinks. That's what Yahoo News thinks. They think that Vladimir Putin is remotely controlling this gnat in the Outrage studios and trying to fly in the Outrage Chancellor's ear. Hold on, he's crawling on the wall. I'm going to try to swat him here. That's Western civilization. You don't come in the Outrage studios all flying all bullshit like that on some weak-ass gnat behavior. That's not what we do, dude. You get fucking smacked. Little punk-ass Hillary supporting gnat, dude. Fucking gender fluid gnats need not apply. Oh, Raw Dog says, I have a good friend whose back's all fucked up and meth has him working construction like a superhuman. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know meth dulled the pain. I'm going to get back on meth. Just kidding. Nope. It was not enjoyable whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen. It's terrible. All right. My fucking brain hurt. I mean, if it's supposed to dull pain, I mean, I took that little minuscule pinch and it felt like goddamn fireworks going off in my neurons, dude. It did not feel good. It's like, dude, this is not enjoyable. Bradley Murray says, Tommy, as a record, never be allowed to in the USA. He sneaked in the U.S. once before. Huh. Bradley Murray says, Muslims are too skinny to fight, Nick. Burgess says they marry their own cousins. Yeah, it's that, you know, it's that inbreeding. All right, it's not good. Skeezer says I can eat pills like candy, so I stay away. Yeah, that's a good thing, dude. That'll tear up your liver way more than a natty light will. Alan James, do not say the tequila bottle was full of water. What's up, Birdie Cracker? Bradley Murray says, I have a big operation on the 15th on the NHS. Scary stuff. Just hope it does not cost too much and they switch the machine off. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but Bradley Murray's got big plans in store. What's up, Joe? Politics in the mirror, yeah, ridiculous. Anonymous Anarchy says Muslims allow converts though. You can't convert to Jews. Well, it's a little bit harder to convert to the Jews, but they do. There's a process for converting to Judaism, but the Jews just have that extra hardcore in-group preference. But Muslims do treat non-Muslims different. All right, it's that one-way street. You can convert to being a Muslim, but once you're a Muslim and then you decide you want to be an atheist, then things get testy, don't they? I have this joke on stage that I'm an atheist, and, I was raised Christian, and what it ended up being was, I just started making arguments when I was 12, around 11 and 12, and I started, making the arguments from first principles to my parents, like, is God outside of space and time, and therefore does prayer mean anything? Do miracles actually exist? Blah, blah, blah. Can you be omniscient and omnipotent at the same time? Like, does this make any sense at all? Do we have any proof for God? It's all just faith. And so I started having these arguments, and the burden of proof is on the theist, and all this shit. And all it was like a couple of weeks of uncomfortable conversations and showing them, George Carlin bits and Richard Dawkins documentaries. And then they were like, well, he's got some arguments. I guess we're not going to convince him otherwise, And then it was over. My parents were just like, all right, that's what he thinks. Okay. I mean, if I grew up in a Muslim household, the shit might have been a little bit different. When I decide I'm an atheist at 12, my Muslim dad looks across the dinner table at me and he's like, you realize, son, this means war. The penalty for atheism in Islam is death. And so now I would, then I'd have to avoid, my dad walking around like Jack Torrance in The Shining trying to chop my head off with a goddamn, Aladdin sword. Dad, I see the tip of the axe around the corner. Good try. Might want to be less obvious next time. Damn it. I go up to the car, and I hear beep, beep, beep. Dad, and I look under and I see the C4 plant that he put on the car trying to blow me up. Dad, and I see him looking out the blinds, in the kitchen, seeing if I fall for it. Oh, Dad, you almost got me. What's up, Heavy? What's going on?
What's going on with you?
We're talking about muzzies.
Oh, pizzicles.
We're talking about Seth Rich. We're talking about Western civilization. We got the webcam rocking. I got the other cord. We're hooked up to the graphics card. We're running smooth.
Okay, Lord, you're great. Faggot, are you? Pizzicles. Get out, popsicle, you're pizzicles.
Birdie Cracker says fresh cucumber before bed and fresh strawberries when you wake up. Your body processes strawberries, which counter the byproduct chemical of alcohol that makes you feel hungover. Science, bitch. Oh my God. I gotta get some cucumbers and goddamn strawberries, ladies and gentlemen.
I had the worst hangover the other day. I literally, for like 8 hours, me and my boyfriend trying to figure out how to. Oh, it's horrible. It's so painful. And migraine. It was a bad migraine. It's really bad.
Yeah, heaven's on that hard alcohol. Sometimes it creeps up on you.
Well, very rarely. I've only had 4 hangovers my whole life. And I've been a severe alcoholic for way too long.
Heaven was in a very strange dream state this morning.
Oh my God, do not tell them this. Shut up, no. So embarrassing.
I won't tell him the specifics, but for about an hour, she was talking to me like she lived in another reality, and it was like, it was so weird, dude. And she had imagined this whole fucking reality.
I gave birth in my dreams, and I think that when I woke up, it all came rushing back to me. Everything that happened, I had said to you, I remembered all of it. And that's why I called you. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I was pissed because you didn't know where my car was. And I was like, where the fuck? Oh, it was so bad, guys. Yeah, I'm a Russian spy. I don't know. I just live here. Pete Sickles.
We back? We back, ladies and gentlemen? It says excellent connection.
But connection.
Damn it.
It's me.
I had some good goddamn momentum going.
Well, just start over.
All right, we're back.
You're so gay.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
You freak out over everything.
Maybe I should up that bit rate. It was telling me that the bit rate was actually too slow. Now that I got both the monitors hooked into the graphics card there, maybe we need a little higher bit rate, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, Matt. You're so dense. Sometimes you're so dense.
Oh my God.
Whatever, Peacicle. My little Peacicle.
Denise always reads me as I am not speaking and inflecting. What am I doing?
What? All that makes no sense.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I need a new vaporizer. Someone stole mine.
Kiki says, when I was 7 at church, I asked where did the dinosaurs come from, and I got in trouble.
What? That's not church. That sounds like a cult.
Oh, don't be inquisitive now. Denise says, Nick, everybody, I can provide the because to the Bible bashing that points to the consequences in the law for certain crimes that one of the people that came down on my birth canal hurled. What does that mean at me? What? Oh my God. Denise is the heavyweight champion, undisputed heavyweight champion of incoherent paragraphs.
Sounds like a winner. You should marry her. Sounds great. She sounds amazing.
Burgess says, I know what heaven likes, LOL. If you want to use magic, start talking about eating pussy, LOL.
That's not magic. Eating pussy's not magic. It's actually a science.
It's a science. There's no magic involved in eating pussy.
It really isn't. It's
You
really
just have to
easy.
follow the scientific method.
It's really, really easy.
All right, you lift the hood, you lightly stimulate the
You
clitoris.
don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do.
You've never eaten.
What was wrong about what I said? All right, it was exactly what you're supposed to do.
Not every woman requires you to lift the hood, first of all. I don't, so you don't know what you're talking about. Facts. If you do that, it actually hurts me, so wrong. Try again.
Well, you're an outlier.
I am. But an outlier, there's more of us out there. I have a big clitoris, and what's my problem? None. Ha.
Hopefully, we're staying smooth on the stream here. I'm hoping it's smooth for everybody.
Oof.
We may have to adjust some settings here.
Take a shower. I'm hot. Ooh. So sweaty. Ooh.
Let's go up in the comments.
Oh, freedom. Yay. Pete Pickles. I think it's so funny.
Birdie Cracker's going on rants about weed and Jesus.
We didn't Jesus. All you need is
Birdie Cracker says, I've got over 20 broken bones, crushed his foot and other ankle, 9 surgeries more to come, fuck meth, drink and smoke weed like a man.
You sound amazing. Where do you live? You sound all like you're fun.
Oh, Birdie Cracker, he's that
He sounds like a cool man.
oh, he's that unbreakable patriot.
He is. What do you do? 20 broken bones. What are you doing? Are you
And
just incredibly confident?
and he's eating that fresh cucumber before bed. He's not getting
Do
hangovers.
you eat pussy though? Questions. Better question. Because that's actually really important, at least to me. It's actually vital. Like, if you don't eat that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's kind of unfair.
Oh, Alan James says it's heaven stuff. The Wi-Fi always fucks up when she walks in because stuff starts connecting.
Honestly, it might be. Like, it seems like it's too often that it happens.
Did you have your iPad with you and then you came in with
I
it?
had my phone and then yeah, that makes the most sense.
Alan James is goddamn he's a deep state goddamn
No,
private
he's just
eye.
an intelligent person.
Deep state private eye.
You guys should be friends longer because you're pretty much useless as a man.
That's not
No, other than a penis, you're pretty much useless.
that's not true.
You know what?
I defend Western civilization.
Okay, that's what's happening. Okay, I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna take a shower.
Well, it seems to have normalized since she came in. All right, we seem to be fine.
I'm gonna take a shower. Are you gonna pee soon?
I'm fine for right now.
Either way, you seem to make it a billion times, so it doesn't even matter.
A little more water and another natty light, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, good to be with the Outrage crew. Good to be on this HD webcam live, ladies and gentlemen. So nice. It's that Outrage delight in HD, baby. Got the snowball mic rocking. I dig it. Denise says, stream of consciousness, Nick. One of my adult children was all, yeah, but what about that? You said that the Israelites weren't too enthusiastic about taking people in. Oh. Yeah, what about that? In reference to what? Yeah, I mean, you know, they make it tough to convert. All right, they're keeping that team exclusive. Bradley Murray says, we had a priest that to rent us the events room we have and have parties and booze and weed the lot. Bradley Murray had that boozing and weeded up priest, dude. How old were you when this was happening? All right, was the priest preying on you, Bradley Murray? He was trying to get you, soused up, so he could make his moves on that muscly, limey bastard out there, because he saw you doing goddamn wheelies on your dirt bike. He wanted in. Burgess says, my dad's birthday is in a few days, and I got him an NES Classic, extra controller and everything. He'll love it. Oh, shit. I played a few games on that, dude. I used to play Ninja Turtles on that shit, man. What else? I used to play that Super Mario on that NES. All right? Over at the grandpa's house. They had that old classic. But the grass was always greener when it came to video game systems for me, dude. I had that PS1, dude. I wanted the goddamn N64 so bad. My friends had the N64 and I had the PS1. I felt inadequate. I had that Sega Genesis. I had the PS1, I had PS2. Birdie Cracker says, all is well tonight in the modern West. All is well, sir. We got on stage at the fourth wall. All right, cracking jokes about Jesus, slinging dick, and not all of his disciples were female. He was flipping the tables of the money changers. He was, banging their wives in front of them and cucking them out, and that's the lost part of Christian history. That Jesus was a bull. All right. Jesus, he was on that stud behavior. And he was so mythic and effective with his behavior. He got played up as this magical figure, when in reality nobody just wanted to admit that he was banging everybody's wife, like most cult leaders do. Jesus had to be slinging some dick. Oh, Bradley Murray says 13 I was. Oh, yeah, dude. He was trying to get in there. That's... Fuck, dude. That priest was handing out weed and booze to 13-year-olds? Come on! Damn it! We gotta let the priest fuck in Christianity, dude. Those are the two biggest problems in Christianity. They don't let the priest fuck. Alright? And they don't say taxation is theft. Two, central errors that have been made that have led to a lot of kid fucking and giant government growth. Other than that, Christians have it fucking nailed, dude, but they miss two big ass things. got to let the priest fuck. You got to say thou shalt not steal. You got to universalize that principle into taxation and theft. You got to look at the government and say, you too, you're not exempt. All right, that's what Christianity is supposed to be about, is universal principles. Nobody gets exempt from the goddamn morality. Wasper says Bradley Murray was Owen's adopted father. E. Michael Jones there too. Raw Dog says Nunn came into the store today and bought 10 bottles of whiskey. Holy shit! They're having a goddamn party. That's that blood of Christ, all right? That's that thick blood of Christ, all right? You want that regular blood of Christ, you go with that red wine. But if you want, you want to get the party started, you get that whiskey, all right? You get in that oak barrel, all right? You make it happen. Terrific. Anonymous Anarchy says Modern Warfare 2. Dude, I was on that first Modern Warfare. I was on that Call of Duty 4. That took an entire summer. All right, out of between 8th and 9th grade. All right, I spent an entire summer on that goddamn Modern Warfare. Are we back? I saw it cut out for a second. Birdie Cracker says, saw a video yesterday, said the U.S. National Communist Group disbanded because the meetings just became orgies and the trans, quote, women treated real women in a discriminatory fashion when they didn't want to fuck. That's why we don't have to worry about intersectional, that's a Freudian slip, I said intersexual, intersectional leftism. Because they constantly just bicker at each other and nothing's ever progressive enough. You got to go all the way down the progressive rabbit hole until you just straight up justify pedophilia, or else you're really not progressive. You got to get so subversive and so fucking weird and so demented that, oh my God, I'm more progressive than my friends. And you got to impress your demented friends at cocktail parties, dude, and show around show off your transgender kids. And be like, oh, your kid's 11 and he's already gay? That's cute. I mean, that's kind of progressive. I mean, I have an 8-year-old son who's now a woman. All right. He's already transitioned. He's totally post-op. We're getting him fake titties for his 9th birthday. How about that? And they just try to one-up each other with the debauchery and the quote-unquote progressivism. And they're progressing to, running themselves right off a cliff. And so we don't have to worry about intersectional, social justice because they just destroy themselves. It's like vice crime. That's why you don't have to police drug use, like especially hardcore drug use. You don't have to throw people in jail for doing heroin. They're gonna die. They're doing heroin. All right? The punishment comes with the activity itself. All right? You don't have to, all you have to do is point out the absurdities in social justice and win an election. You don't have to, get all frustrated and pissed off. You just got to sit back and laugh and make fun of them and create the mockery that creates their demise. And that's what we're doing here on the Outrage Cast, ladies and gentlemen. We're sitting back, we're laughing, we're having natty lights. God damn it, it's going to be a good election season in 2020. Oh, it's going to be so fun. Kiki says, Nick, why did the tranny walk up in a store and open mouthwash, swig it and spit it out and put it back on the shelf, and the freak girl that licked ice cream and put it back? What would you lick? What the fuck? Kiki's making references to comments she made like 3 streams ago. I don't know. All right, I probably wouldn't stop and talk to that individual. All right, that's swigging mouthwash in the goddamn aisle, dude. I'd probably turn around and walk away. I mean, unless they had big giant titties.
Oh my God.
And then I might start a conversation. Alan James says, Wasp Bear, how long till Owen goes hard against him? Are you talking about me or Bradley Murray? I hope Owen goes at me hard, dude. I mean, that would, I know he's going to call me a tranny fucker, and I welcome it because I openly admitted it on the podcast. I got deceived, and it's fine. And I hope Owen comes at me because I could goddamn slay him in a debate. I know he'll try the rhetorical tricks of making fun of me and calling me gay and everything, and it's fine, dude. Taxation is still theft.
Are you gay?
Evan, don't troll the Outrage Chancellor like that.
Just a question.
You have personal experience, all right, to have evidence against the theory that the Outrage Chancellor is gay. You have direct experience.
You consider bisexual, that's okay?
Well, bisexual isn't gay, and I'm not bisexual either.
Are you sure? I don't know. It's okay if you are. I'm bisexual. I like girls. Certain girls.
Wasp Bear says Alan James Owen may have already. He hasn't been talking up the Catholic Church a lot lately. Oh, are you talking about he's going to go at E. Michael Jones? Okay, yeah. Yeah, he has this pattern he goes into of idolizing these other dudes and then pretending like they're the greatest human beings ever. And I don't trust Vox Day. I think he's somewhat of a charlatan. He pretends to be an expert in martial arts and then pretends that spinning kicks don't work and that spinning techniques are retarded. Like, yeah, and Heaven just looked at me like, what the fuck? Yeah. He was like, oh, anybody that would turn their back in a martial arts competition is just going to get killed by anybody who's, competent at what they're doing in a real fight. In a real fight, you can't turn your back. Ah! Have you ever watched any MMA? Motherfuckers get their lights turned out all the goddamn time from spinning kicks. They're some of the most effective techniques if you have them down. If you nail that wheel kick, if you nail that, turning side kick, dude, you can fuck somebody up real goddamn quick.
Fuck someone. Sorry. Had to. Was necessary. I need a fork. I need pants. I'm not wearing pants. Might be good to wear pants.
Bradley Murray says, I was smoking bongs at 9 years old. Me, Nick,
That's not good.
stealing cars. My school used to send my school work to the prison. Naughty boys, misguided.
That's not good. That's not brag about, sweetheart.
He's on that hooligan behavior.
That's not something to brag about, sweetheart.
I don't think he's bragging. He's just telling the truth.
Okay. But the way you say it sounds like he's bragging, because you brag about all of your things.
He's out there. He's on that naughty boy behavior.
Why? No girl wants to marry a naughty boy. At least I don't.
Bradley Murray, what were your parents like? Did you have crazy parents? I mean, that probably goes along with the territory if you're behaving like that when you're 9.
Not necessarily.
If you get a hold of a bong when you're 9, your parents are probably not doing their job.
But they're not around. Yeah, sadly. My parents were very, 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 very much around. I started doing drugs until I left the house.
Wasp Bear says, Nick, did you play Medal of Honor on PS1 when it came out? No,
I
was on that SOCOM. All right, I think that was PS2 actually, but I was on the SOCOM. I was on the Madden.
It was not. It was PS1.
All right, I was on SOCOM. I was on Madden. I was on Monster Rancher. All right, Monster Rancher. It was that PS1 version of Pokemon. You would raise your own monsters and battle them in the arena. Thank you, Alan James. Little donation there. And he says, I lick tranny ice cream. That's not... It's not what happens.
I like that. I like tranny ice cream. That's funny. I don't care what you say. That's hilarious.
Denise says, oh yeah, clarification again, Nick. No, Christianity doesn't have the priests not having sex deal. There is actually a warning about those who promote the, quote, forbidding of marriage. Well, isn't that a thing in Christianity that the priests can't fuck or have families? I know,
How is that in Christianity? How is that, like...
It might be certain sects of Christianity that...
Maybe?
Yeah, it might be certain... I'm not totally educated on all the different sects of Christianity there may be sects of Christianity that allow the priest to get their fuck on.
Is it funny that they make sex sound like sex?
I was thinking that as I said it, but you know, all the Outrage crew knows what I mean. All right, SECT.
I can't reach it.
Reach what?
Weed.
Want some weed?
Yes, I'm sure. He always puts all of his things so far out of my reach. And I'm literally a foot shorter than you. Thank you.
What's up, Aaron Friedman? He says, "Love is love" in the Outrage hatchback.
Right, facts. But he doesn't love anyone. He loves himself.
Dude, I'm so progressive.
But you don't love anyone. You love to fuck. You don't love anyone.
I might as well put a rainbow flag right next to my InfoWars bumper sticker, dude.
That'll be confusing.
I know, it would trigger them even more. How can he be progressive and watch InfoWars?
But baby, you've never even been in love, so you don't know what love is like. So.
I'm in love with the truth.
But you never loved a person. Which is really sad. That's sad, but I guess maybe you're smart. I don't know.
Anonymous Anarchy says, my dad introduced me to weed at 13.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
That's a little young.
That's very young. I think once you're 18, that's different, but like, I'm not introducing my kids to anything like that at all.
Yeah, weed especially, it's kind of disassociative, and it.
I don't think that's fair. Like, there's so many things to talk about.
I think there's actually, studies about, if you smoke weed too early, it can lead to, schizophrenia and.
Your prefrontal cortex is not fully developed until you're 25. That's the minimum age. You should not be doing anything to alter that. And for a parent to do that, that's irresponsible.
Are we still here, ladies and gentlemen? I'm getting the spinning wheel. I'm getting the loading wheel, and it says I'm not receiving enough video.
Your piece sucks balls. I need to get one for my boyfriend because your piece sucks.
Raw Dog says Nick and Eddie Murphy should go bowling. Huh?
Where's my piece?
Birdie Cracker says Owen is a fake ass Christian. He seems to be playing it way up for super chat money.
You don't have to play it that much. Being a Christian, you don't even really talk about it that much. You just are or you're not. People that talk about it too much probably are not Christians.
Burgess says, I grew up a Roman Catholic. The priests are fags, but the faith itself has some merits. Despite all of this, I fell to the dark side. Well, Burgess, you watch the Outrage cast, so you at least have some semblance of moral principles. All right? So, I know you're on that trolling Satanism behavior. And it's okay, because you watch the Outrage Chancellor, and I defend Western civilization, and you know that taxation is theft. You know it! All right? You got them goddamn, you got them moral principles. Birdie Cracker says, has heaven been tested for autism?
No. I actually have a higher IQ than Nick does, but no, I have not.
I like how she slipped that in there. All right? That was that little Outrage jab.
It was just facts. It's not a jab if it's true. I might have autism, and I'm okay with that. I know I don't because I'm not that socially awkward. I mean, not really. That's a good question. That's a good test to take. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Anonymous Anarchy says GTA San Andreas and PS2. Oh, yeah, dude. But I remember that PS1, dude. I had that GTA 3 on the PS1.
Can anyone name the first game that came out for PlayStation 1 when PlayStation was released in America? Name the video game, the very first one that came out for PlayStation. Name
Spyro the Dragon.
Wrong. So wrong. You're so many years off. You will never guess.
Ratchet and Clank.
Wrong. That's way off. That's like a decade off.
I don't know.
I know. Someone can name it without looking at the internet, but I can't know. But my parents own that game in the original packaging. Yeah. I may be crazy, but I know my video games.
How tall is the knight? He's tall enough to defend the border.
Isn't he adorable?
He's defending the border.
He's so amazing. He's so cute. I have to study for my test. I'm a mess.
Raw Dog says the pussy licker for president 2020. How dare you?
I love it. I love that. The pussy licker president, I would vote for him.
I am going to run for president if Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez runs for president, all right? Because we will both be 35. I'm the same age as AOC, and I will defend Western civilization if it comes down to it.
Pussy liquor for 2020. He's amazing. If you met him, you would understand. He's actually amazing.
Birdie Cracker says, how about fluoride water, kids?
No!
It is weird that you know, we basically have to, you know, filter our water that we already pay for. Shouldn't that be already done? But, you know, the bottled water industry and the goddamn water filter industry is so goddamn huge. Because if you drink the water that comes out of your tap, you're probably going to die.
Not true.
Wasp Bear says Catholic priests once married back in the Dark Ages, but they don't anymore because priests would give land to inheritance to their children, and that belonged to the church, so they stopped. Oh yeah, that's pretty weird, dude. That's that institution that's heavily connected to the government. When you start getting tax breaks, all right, you get the opportunity to get real weird. All right. Oh, we must prevent the passing of wealth from generation to generation. We can't allow that. You know, you get very neurotic and very, you know, tyrannically controlling. Birdie Cracker says, you delayed a solid 4 minutes tonight, bro. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. But I'm going way up in the chat, so I'm not in the most recent chat, so don't go by the chats that I'm reading. I'm trying to get to everybody's chats. So I'm a little bit up in the chat box here. Denise says, yeah, like true dat about Nick not knowing some things outside of his realm of interest. Right, Nick? Also, the forbidding of marriage reminds me of the control freaky cult leaders who separate. I don't know what that first sentence was about. Moving on. Huh?
Can you not read?
That's what she said. Let's see. What's up, Sweet Chin Music?
If you get married before me, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Sweet Chin says, is this the PC? This is the, we have the webcam connected to the goddamn graphics card, baby. All right? We're getting a little bit of turbulence here and there, but it's been way better than every other webcam stream we've done. Oh, Birdie Cracker says Crash Bandicoot.
Nope.
That was a good guess, though.
Close.
I remember Crash Bandicoot.
No, it's a fighter game.
Street Fighter?
Nope.
Tekken?
Nope. Most people don't know what it is.
I used to play the fuck out of Tekken.
It's a game that most people don't play. They made two of them. In this game, the storyline for every character is absolutely amazing.
What is it, Blasto?
You've never heard of it. It's Battle Arena Toshinden.
I used to play Blasto.
It's Battle Arena Toshinden. Battle Arena Toshinden is like, honestly, that game, just go on the whip, and she fucks you up with that whip. She doesn't give a fuck. It's amazing. There's like a 13-year-old girl that kills you with daggers.
Robert Rydell says, Denise says, I've never heard her talk this much. Heaven is so cute.
Thank you!
Robert Rydell says, let women vote, and this is what happens.
Thank you!
We're going to choose to take that in a positive light, all right? This is what happens. We defend Western civilization on the Outrage cast. You know, women should be able to vote.
You're an asshole.
All right? Men have wasted way more government money than women have.
And wasted their sperm.
All right? It's not the women out there, you know, voting for the wars usually.
And then we were trying to take care of our kids. Because our husbands suck.
Oh, Denise thought the knight was on the floor. Perception glitch.
What? We would have to be lower than the floor, Denise. Do you understand that? Or level with the floor at the very minimum.
Yeah, we are getting a definite delay here because people are just commenting Tekken. Oh, dude, Primal Rage was so dope.
Primal Rage was okay.
Birdie Cracker knows what the fuck he's talking about, dude.
No.
Primal Rage was dope.
It's Battle Arena Toshinden. It's the best fighter game I've ever played my entire life.
What's up, Zarkloff? How you feeling out there, baby? We seem to be getting a little lag here. Hopefully it smooths out. Yeah, we seem to be on a little delay. I don't know if it's the bit rate or if it's the Wi-Fi.
Maybe it's your face.
Let me take my phone off of Wi-Fi.
I'm taking any of my shit off Wi-Fi.
Evan's not taking any of our shit off Wi-Fi.
I have a boyfriend to talk to. No. I've been at work all day.
She sounds like she's eating. She is eating.
I've been working all day. I don't have a lot of time to eat.
Birdie Cracker says, my woman, who heaven would love, asked why the original moon landings did not point any cameras towards Earth.
Good question.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I feel like a lot of that moon landing footage was shot on a soundstage.
What the fuck? You did not just say that. You're so disgusting.
I'm not saying we didn't go.
You made me want to throw up. I will never, ever. If anyone else thinking about it, I will never marry you. If I can say that shit, never.
Do you think that they can live broadcast on TV from the
You're
moon?
disgusting. Don't talk to
Do
me.
you think they had the technology in 1960 to live broadcast from the
Disgusting.
surface of the moon?
I am so done with you. You're so gross.
Oh my God, heaven's been triggered by the moon talk.
Because it's so ridiculous.
Robert Riddle says no women should not be voting. I think I think we need to go back to the meritocracy. If you have some skin in the game, all right. If you're a property owner, all right. If you're paying into the tax system, you should be able to vote.
To be fair,
But if you're only receiving shit out of the you know, if you're on the receiving end of the tax system, you have way too much of a conflict of interest to be voting objectively.
I didn't vote for Trump during the election. I didn't vote for anyone. I was busy, I don't know, working. I didn't care.
You didn't care about defending Western civilization from the cultural Marxist agenda?
Whatever you said, yeah.
I mean, if Hillary got in, it was going to be fucking horrific.
I don't care. I have 3 years to have a baby. I don't give a fuck about anything else right now. I'm trying to get my life ready so I can have a baby in 2 years. I'm good. I don't care about anything else right now. I really don't. 2 years.
Denise says, reminds me of the control freaky cult leaders who separate married couples and make all the decisions on who marries who and deny people who want to marry each other. What reminds you of that?
Your face.
No, Evan is not taking her devices off of Wi-Fi. All right? It says we have an excellent connection.
Not taking it off. Can't make me.
Bradley Murray says, Kiki, the guys I chilled with, Lee Herndon, was shot dead in a pub a few years back here in Salford, and the other is on the missing list somewhere in Spain. They looked after me, but good lad now. LOL. Bradley Murray's a good lad now. All right? Don't worry about him. He's just out there on the dirt bike. Birdie Cracker says, why would you not take a picture of the fucking planet we live on? It's a good point, dude. It's a good point. I mean, there's no definitive evidence that says we didn't go to the moon, but a lot of the footage looks like horseshit.
You're such a piece of shit.
George Foreman names all of his sons George and all of his daughters Georgina.
I don't want to talk about this. And all is fucked up. That's so gross.
Like George and Georgina.
I don't believe in juniors. I don't believe in thirds, fourths, fifths, and sixths. I don't believe in that when it comes to my kids now.
Kiki says men in Congress with their $1 million slush funds for, quote, the ladies. Come on now. Yeah, that's right, man. You know, There's nothing inherently good about men or inherently good about women. There's fucked up people on either side. We're not going to get into goddamn gender wars.
The best thing you've ever said since I know you. The best thing you've ever said since I fucking know you.
I mean, if there was a woman candidate, I don't give a fuck what he or she has between their legs. If they want to go up there and defend Western civilization and reduce the size of the state and actually institute some individual freedom, I don't give a goddamn what they look like, what color they are, what they have, if they have a dick or a pussy. I don't care. Just have the right ideas and stand up to the media and don't be afraid of being slandered as a racist or a sexist or a misogynist, a Islamophobe. Stand up to the media, because that's what Donald Trump showed, is that people stand up to the media is what people want to see. I mean, Donald Trump is a flawed individual, to put it lightly. All right, but what he do is stood up to the media and called them out for being the enemy of the people, which they rightly are.
It's not just that he stood up for his beliefs. It's not just for the media or any of that. When you stick by your belief system, whether it's wrong or not, I can fuck with that.
Robert Rydell says women are evil. Well, I think he's trolling a little bit.
Don't affect women anymore. They're that evil. Don't fuck them.
I think he's trolling a little bit, but what's the situation with Robert Rydell's mother? I think there was some issues there.
I don't trust men because of my father. I don't trust I will never marry a comedian because of my father. I will fully admit that.
Alan James says heaven stealing bandwidth from the stream. Well, we're not just going to expect heaven to go without internet.
How about you buy me a new vape and we'll talk about it? Fair enough?
I think I need to possibly increase the bit rate. We'll see if that fixes it, because it keeps saying I have an excellent connection.
None of your people bought me anything for my birthday. No one bought me anything for my birthday. Nothing.
Birdie Cracker says Libertarian USA 2024. Well, yeah, after Trump's next 4 years, all right, we can transition over to Libertarian, but there's got to be some goddamn legitimate candidates that stand up to the media and you know, take the example that Trump has shown. Let me take another outrage piss here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully the stream smooths out a little bit.
Go away. You're ugly. Go away. I don't want to see your face anymore. Go away. I feel you. I'm so tired. Ooh.
Be right back.
Bye, Gaylord. Here, baguette. Hello. Ooh. I don't know if you can see me, but I can see you. How are you? Hope you guys have a great day. Oh, this is a cool picture. There's naked kids everywhere. Why? This is weird.
Hey, lady.
I don't know what my pussy hat is.
Baby, is that enough? Oh, darling, darling, darling.
Come chill where? Where do you live? Ah.
Oh, you got so much, so much, so much.
Where did you come from? You're so creepy. You're so cute. Go over to the trash. Thank you. God.
All right.
Why am
Alan James says steal his PC and start your own channel. We are with you.
I'm going to buy my own I'm gonna
Insurrection on the Outrage battleship.
No, they don't even know this, but I think my boyfriend are planning for me to start my own whatever when I leave. You. tongue looks so creepy.
And we're heavily delayed in the live
delayed.
control room. But we go to this and we're like, oh, I'm getting all kind of, I'm dropping frames left and right.
Oh.
So I got like 1 million notifications of drop frames in OBS, and I don't know what that means, ladies and gentlemen.
Alan James, you should just come help us, because he's useless. I don't want to steal his phone. I just need a new phone. Ooh.
Steal his phone and start delivering food.
No.
Skeezer wants to know how long it takes you to do your hair in the morning.
5 seconds. Like 0.5 seconds. My butt is so...
Alan James says, set your PC Wi-Fi to 1 and other devices to other Wi-Fi specification. Nick, do you have 2 Wi-Fi channels?
No.
Like we have here? No, I only have 1 Wi-Fi channel.
That's lame, Angie.
Wasp Bear says, Nick, I watched some of your old videos on your channel and you're a pretty good actor. Have you tried getting into movies out there? No,
Thank you.
I'm not specifically going toward acting, because if I make it in stand-up, then the acting opportunities will come along with it.
Oh my god, if you're not an actor, you don't want to be an actor. You should start doing that now.
I've done a lot of acting before.
So handsome.
I've done a lot of acting before, but I don't want to go stand at auditions and try to impress casting directors with my I'm fitting in with the politics, and we're gonna stand in line and just pretend that we like each other.
Sounds like you're weak.
No. Sounds like I don't have time for that horse shit. I'm going out and make my rent money in the middle of the day, and I'm going out and doing stand-up at night. All right, I'm defending that. I'm going up and developing that skill set that actors wish they had.
Not really.
Because that's that independence.
Right.
Once you make it as a stand-up, you can and develop an audience. You can go up and do shows any goddamn time you want and make some money, and you don't have to depend on the Hollywood system to give you a goddamn acting job.
I'm gonna keep drinking and go to bed. I want to go do something. I wish if I were driving now, I would drive to the beach right now by myself, and I'd be sitting at the beach, smoking weed, talking about my dreams.
Bradley Murray says, trying to put vids on Discord, but they're too big. I got some pretty funny shit from London. Well, start a, you obviously have a YouTube account, Bradley Murray. Upload them to your goddamn YouTube channel and then link us on the Outrage Discord there.
I might go to the beach tomorrow.
Alan James says, Nick, be a real man and plug in an Ethernet cable.
Thank you, Alan James. God, I love this person.
Do we have an Ethernet cable that'll stretch from the router to
I
the...
don't know. I'm at work 90% of the time. I don't fucking know.
Heaven doesn't know.
Because I'm at work all the time.
Women are unfit for leadership.
Wow. You just said that. Out loud.
That's what Robert Rydell said. I was quoting Robert Rydell.
Then you should not marry a woman because they can't lead your children to be good people, apparently. You dumb piece of shit.
No. I'm going to, delegate the Common Core, education to the children, and then the homeschooling wife, she will dutifully carry out the Common Core. She will teach the taxation of theft.
That's why I would never marry you, because I will not teach them that. You're fucking horrible.
Sweet Chin says, repeal the 19th. Nick says, I think you could get in Western movies and not have to be PC.
Yeah, true.
Western movies? I don't know. There doesn't seem to be a lot of Westerns being pumped out by Hollywood. They seem to be obsessed by, retarded sequels and identity politics pandering. Oh, crazy rich Asians. Oh, Black Panther. Oh, my God. Finally a movie by black people for black people with black people in it. And it's like,
What's wrong with that?
there's been a lot of movies by for black...
What's wrong with that?
It's because the marketing was retarded. There's been plenty of movies that have been made by black people that have been made for black people.
You're such a mistake, though. You're so annoying.
It was this whole, identity politics, fake orgasm about, oh my God, the black people finally. It's like black people have been killing it in movies forever. Why have you not? Denzel Washington exists.
You sound like a horribly racist person. Like, you sound disgusting.
No, the marketing is just over the top pandering.
Oh my God, you're going to be alone forever. No, you're probably getting married before me, and I'm going to be so pissed when that happens. It just doesn't make sense. I need an adventure buddy. I need a buddy I can go and have adventures with, because I'm so tired of being at home all the time. I need to find an adventure buddy.
I need a long-ass Ethernet cable, ladies and gentlemen. PayPal.me/Outrage TV if you like to contribute to the Ethernet fund.
How about you make your own money and ask me?
I do that as well, but if the Outrage crew wants to support me, they can do that. All right, it's just a request. I'm not e-begging.
You're so gross. Ew.
I know the Outrage crew, they like hanging with the Chancellor, and if they want to support him, that's their choice.
If you want to buy Heaven a new vape because someone at my job stole my vaporizer. Fucking annoying. I miss Flunkington.
Aaron Freeman says Heaven wants to get pregnant.
I do. Before I'm 32, I have 3 years.
Well, what, of course. What woman doesn't?
There's a lot of women that don't want to be pregnant. I want to be.
Eventually.
No. I have a lot of friends that are like down to not be moms, and that's cool. Not all women should be moms, and I'm okay with that because if they were moms, they'd be a bad mom. I'm good. I'd rather them not be moms.
Alan James says Ethernet fund in parentheses.
How about what Heaven wants and Heaven's happy?
Dude, there's nothing Jewish about the Ethernet fund. All right, it's PayPal.me/Outrage TV. Kiki says women and men all have our strengths, but I will never vote for a female president. Never. Well, I mean, if there was a true, libertarian female that went up there and was badass, I wouldn't give a goddamn if she was female.
Conversation. Why don't we all like lead with love? How about that?
We should all lead with love,
That's
everyone.
what I'm looking.
Whispering into the snowball mic, we should all lead with love.
Condescending, and that's really
Oh, yes, that's the message here on the Outrage Cast. We're smooth. This microphone's got me talking smooth like a radio DJ, ladies and gentlemen. We should all lead with love. And
an asshole.
when the IRS comes knocking because you haven't paid your taxes, you just need to love the IRS. And when the Federal Reserve debases your currency, you need to respond with love to the Federal Reserve small hats that are devaluing your currency and creating the opportunity for the military-industrial complex to start wars all across the planet. You have to lead with love against the military-industrial complex, and they will respond in kind, ladies and gentlemen. You just got to reach out that olive branch. Extend the olive branch to the military-industrial complex and just to let them know that love is in your heart and you're not supporting the hateful, convicted British Islamophobe Tommy Robinson, and you're, when the Muslim grooming gangs put your children in kebab machines, and you have to lead with love. You can't go and confront them at the courthouse with a live stream, or else you'll be lovingly put away in a jail cell. I get the sentiment of leading with love, and it's a good principle in general, but, some people are evil, and they need to be pointed out. Bradley Murray says, I nearly passed out when I found out I was having a kid, but be the cool dad that shows them how to kick ass and do jumps on their motorbikes.
I mean, honestly, I feel like being a parent is like one of the best jobs ever because you get to teach them how to do everything that you're not and then some. Like, honestly, I can't wait to be a mom. I cannot wait. I know I'm gonna be a great mom. I'm really fucking excited.
I'm excited to be a parent too, but it's just got to be the right situation. Yeah, I do like whispering in the mic. That's the one advantage of having the mic situation. I can whisper like a cool late night DJ. All right, this is late night Outrage TV radio, ladies and gentlemen. Late night cruising. All right, don't get caught with that baggie of meth you have in your car. All right, tuck that baggie away. It's Outrage TV 96.9. Late night radio. Don't get caught with that baggie there. Tuck that baggie away. Tuck that baggie under your seat there. Put it in your stash spot. Find a nice stash spot in your car. Make sure the police can't find it. Tuck that baggie away, ladies and gentlemen. It's Outrage TV, late night smooth radio. With your host, Nick Jordan. We're here defending Western civilization. One argument at a time. You gotta tuck that baggie away, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get caught, alright? The war on drugs has been a massive failure, but they keep on pushing the war on drugs because, god damn it, it's profitable for the big corporations, and oh my god, don't they love it to prevent you from changing your consciousness and reframing your perspective on the world and looking at things in a different light. And heaven, don't mock me in the background. This is Outrage TV. Come on, I'm getting on my late night DJ.
You're so annoying. Talking.
You say I'm annoying when I talk loud, and then you say I'm annoying when I'm on my late night DJ.
Bullshit, because you're just talking bullshit all the time. You're not talking love, you're not talking kindness, you're talking blah, blah, blah.
It's what men do. We identify the evil.
No, not all men do this. Trust me, my boyfriend does not do this.
We identify the evil.
Yeah, but they're not all assholes about it.
Oh my god. Don't be an asshole about identifying the evil. Just be nice when you identify the evil.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's evil. You can't be nice with evil.
You kind of can. You choose not to be. That's why you're going to be with who you choose to be with. And that's not me.
Bradley Murray says, jail cell in England, badass bedrooms. No, I have View and an Xbox, GameCube, PlayStation 2, and 100 channels in a kettle.
I'm going to go for
Are you currently in a jail cell, Bradley Murray? Because that's how you framed that sentence there.
Basically, that was 100% like you were just saying. Like, are you okay, Bradley Murray?
Oh.
Get access to internet.
Oh, dude, that would be super badass if we found out Bradley Murray was currently in a jail cell.
Why are you in jail? Question.
Well, because he's wrongly imprisoned because he's a goddamn defender of Western civilization and he supports Tommy Robinson.
I just want you to finish the live stream so you can come with me to the store.
Sweet Chin says Heaven's boyfriend is evil.
I'm okay with that. I still love him.
See, Heaven leads with love. When it comes to evil, ladies and gentlemen, you got to lead with love. When the rest comes a knocking, you just got to show up with a Valentine's Day gift. You got to show up with a stuffed animal with a nice heart on it and a box of chocolates for the IRS. They're going to be pointing guns down they're going to be looking down that barrel at you, and god damn it, you got to lead with love. You got to have goddamn sweet tart heart. Give them the sweet tart hearts, ladies and gentlemen. You got to give them those little heart candies, and oh my god, well their little IRS hearts are going to permission.
You should stop your live stream.
We're only, we're not even 2 hours in.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, we are. We're
Yeah,
2 hours
I
and 30
know
minutes in.
you are. Piece of
Are we back, ladies and gentlemen?
no. Heaven can go sleep in peace.
All right, we're back.
What?
We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Sorry about the goddamn interruptions. We'll get the settings configured. We'll get the Ethernet hardwired there. All right. But I'm still talking in this voice. This is Late Night Outrage TV. We're getting smooth. We're getting smooth on the radio, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my, Late Night Chancellor. It's the Late Night Chancellor. I'll fall asleep on that road, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eyes awake. Keep your eyes trained on the white lines on the road, ladies and gentlemen, and keep that. You hear that? You feel when you travel outside the lines on the road, and that's for a reason. All right, we're defending Western civilization. It's a long road. It's a long late night road to defend Western civilization. We got the size of the federal government, ladies and gentlemen. We got to